Shadows were long across the canyon floor as Pip, the quick-footed rabbit with fur the color of toasted marshmallows, dashed forward, ears streaming behind him. He wasn't running away, he was leading. Right behind him lumbered Vermithrax, a mighty dragon whose scales shimmered like old coins, though they were dulled now, turning stony gray at the jagged edges. Vermithrax tried to spread his noble wings, but they moved stiffly, each beat sounding like rocks grinding together. The dragon's massive amber eye blinked slowly, heavy with exhaustion and worry. Gray stones snaked along his neck, creeping up relentlessly. "I cannot make it," he rumbled, his voice rough like gravel in a riverbed. Pip skidded to a halt, thumping his big foot to punctuate his determination. "No stopping. The sun peak is right there. Move your tail, Scaleface," he shouted in his bravest voice, which admittedly still sounded rather squeaky. They reached the base of the impossibly tall, vertical cliff. Above them, the last golden edge of sunlight glowed warmly on the rocks, promising hope. But behind them, the sun dipped lower, shadows spilling hungrily into the canyon. Vermithrax tried to climb. He dug his claws into the cliff, but the stone beneath crumbled and slid away. Too heavy, with a shudder, he slumped to the ground. The stone curse reached his front legs, freezing them solid. "Go, little one, leave me." But Pip just looked from the mountain to the dragon. He reached into his tiny battered messenger bag and pulled out a tough coil of elven rope, topped with a grappling hook. Just the tool for legendary moments, and for rabbits on desperate missions. Pip bounced and leapt, springing from ledge to ledge, up the cliff wall with nimble parkour skill. Reaching a sturdy boulder, he tied the rope tight and tossed the end down to his friend. The rope landed right in front of Vermithrax's nose. Above, Pip shouted, "Bite it!" With a last surge of strength, Vermithrax clenched the rope in his fangs. Gritting, well, everything he had left, he hauled himself skyward. His neck muscles strained, his remaining wings smacked the air, helping lift him as Pip reeled the rope in like he was fishing for a dragon. But the shadows were faster than either of them. As they climbed, darkness spread up the canyon wall like a living thing. The dreaded shadow creep. From the gloom below, smoke-like shadow wraiths swirled, forming hungry, howling shapes. With a bone-chilling screech, one lashed out, scraping Vermithrax's tail. Up above, Pip spotted them. He grabbed a loose stone, just the right size for a rabbit paw, and hurled it down with all his might. Bonk! The lead wraith recoiled, momentarily dazed. Vermithrax took the chance. Flames shot from his snout, bright as sunrise. The wraiths scattered, trailing misty shadows up the wall. At last, Vermithrax heaved his gigantic body over the summit's edge. He collapsed, spent, onto the wind-scoured plateau. Pip hopped beside him, staring in dismay. The sun had vanished, leaving purple twilight. Darkness swelled, and the gray stone crept over Vermithrax's wings. Then his body, locking all but his noble head. "Darkness takes me," Vermithrax whispered, softer than Pip had ever heard. Pip scoured the summit, his eyes darted, to the highest needle of rock above, still glowing gold. The very tip of the spire drank the day's last sunbeam. Spying something beneath the snow, Pip dashed over, paws scrabbling until he unearthed an old polished shield half buried by some adventurer long ago. Straining and digging, Pip freed it and set off, dragging the heavy shield up the dangerous spire. At the top, Pip nearly slipped, but he caught himself, raised the shield and angled it just right. The golden sun ray ricocheted down, a single beam of light slicing through dusk. The concentrated sunlight struck Vermithrax's heart, a thunderous crack. Light poured from the cracks in the stone curse. The shell exploded, shards dissolving into warmth and color. Underneath, gleaming copper scales shone, dazzling even in the twilight. Vermithrax stood tall and healthy once more, glowing softly like a living sunrise. Pip leaned on the shield, panting. Vermithrax bowed his enormous head, a gentle nudge to his brave tiny friend. "Well done, partner," rumbled the dragon, his voice finally warm. Pip smiled, his whiskers twitching, then fainted straight away, knowing the sun had been chased and won for one more day.